Hi guys! Istanbul, the city of mosques, is where I am. And in only 10 minutes you'll be fully informed about the city's most significant and fascinating locations. First up, the Sultanahmet Mosque, also known as the Blue Mosque, is the biggest, most well-known, and among the most exquisite mosques in Turkey. Situated in Istanbul's historical center, it is regarded as one of the city's emblems. One of the Blue Mosque's few external characteristics that set it apart is its 6 minarets. Its exterior isn't all that different from the hundreds of other mosques in the city center. Once inside, though, it's clear why it has 2 names. Every structure, including vaults, walls, columns, and domes, is decorated with innumerable tulip flowers and exquisite blue hues. Inscriptions from the Quran and quotes from Prophet Muhammad adorn the dome and semi-domes. The mosque is exceptionally luminous because light streams in through its 260 windows, the majority of which are made of colorful stained glass. The artificial lighting is also extremely well done. Dozens of lamps are suspended from a low height from the floor on a massive metal hoop. The Hagia Sophia Cathedral, also known as the Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque, is located directly across from the Blue Mosque. Before it was converted into a mosque in the 15th century, during the invasion of Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia Cathedral stood as the biggest Orthodox church for more than a millennium. The cathedral was designated as a museum for a long time. However, it is currently used as a working mosque, where namazes are held. The first floor is free, but only for Muslims doing namaz. There is a separate door for tourists that leads to the second floor, and tickets cost substantial 25 euros. I discovered myself within during the moment of prayer. The cathedral's scale is astounding, and within you can see a completely unique fusion of 2 religions. Here, Arabic inscriptions are placed next to mosaic remnants that show Christian saints. We go on and enter the Basilica Cistern, one of Constantinople's major underground reservoirs. After standing in a long line in front of an entirely ordinary edifice. Its vaulted roof is supported by several columns, and the reservoirs were intended to hold 80,000 cubic meters. There is hardly any water left within now. It is all reserved to maintain the atmospheric conditions. Upon turning on the lights, one can see that coins cover the entire bottom. A Occasional drips from the ceiling land on top of the head at the same time, most likely due to the extremely humid air. You can view the actual Medusa Gorgon in addition to some lit sculptures and glowing jellyfish. So beware of petrification. It's time to examine yet another iconic image of Istanbul, the Galata Tower, which rises above the historic district and can be seen from many locations throughout the city. The observation deck is still accessible despite the repair work. You can choose to overlook Istanbul from here if you'd like, though there are, in my opinion, more picturesque locations. In any case, a large portion of the products in every souvenir shop will be related to the tower. To get a view of the city, I went to the hilltop where the Süleymaniye Mosque, the second most significant mosque in Istanbul after the Blue Mosque, was situated. There are no crowds. It is pleasantly quiet and serene, and you're free to take in the expansive view of the city. After experiencing the non-stop bustle of Istanbul, you can unwind in the complex's enclosed area, which resembles a little park. The mosque is mostly decorated in dark red hues, and even with all of the windows and stained glass, it is poorly illuminated. Let's head back to the busy center and stroll down 1.5 kilometers of Istiklal Avenue, the main pedestrian thoroughfare, lined with upscale restaurants, innumerable European branded boutiques, and even a French church. A really adorable trolley struggles to get through the crowds as it travels down the street. Even though the fare is only 50 cents, there are usually locals riding behind, who don't pay their fair share. In addition, despite the exorbitant costs, I was eager to visit one of the most well-known Turkish cafes that serves traditional pastries. It looks pretty good. All things equal, but 5 times more affordable, can be found at nearly every city bazaar. Take fresh bagels, roasted chestnuts, and hot maize, which fill the street with enchanting scents. I laughed at the mischievous cat of Istanbul and then headed for the Maiden Tower, a small building on a tiny island in the Bosphorus Strait. Once constructed, it served as a lighthouse, dungeon, isolation hospital, and defense tool. During the summer, visitors can go to the island by a touring boat. The tower reopened to the public following extensive restoration work. I got there using an ordinary local ferry. You may use it to sail the whole Golden Horn, the harbor dividing Istanbul's European district, for a very small fee. I took several trips back and forth to take in everything, because the vistas are so magnificent. may always take a leisurely stroll on foot along the waterfront to get a feel for local culture. See many fascinating locations not included in travel publications, and simply enjoy the spectacle of numerous enormous cargo ships, tourist liners, little ferries, and smaller boats. You may even get to see some dolphins. Naturally, you will also see some stunning golden sunsets over the Golden Horn. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.